everyone. I am Elias Torres here for the Boxing Pulse, and today our guest is McJoe Arroyo, who is a junior bantamweight Puerto Rican sensation fighter. And let's get to it. Hey McJoe, how you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. I want to start with asking you the question about last week's fight. You had a fight in Isla, Puerto Rico. Your opponent was Jose Lopez. What can you tell me about that fight?
Well, it was my first fight, 10-round fight. I mean, my last two fights were 6-round fights. We were ready to fight 10 rounds, but everything came out good, and I got the win by knockout in the 4th round.
And you're from Ceiba, Puerto Rico, is that correct?
Puerto Rico.
Okay. And what can you tell us about your hometown?
Well, that's kind of, interesting, because I got family from San Germán, Puerto Rico. My mom and my dad are from San Germán. I was born in Ceiba. I started boxing in Fajardo. Actually, I'm living right now in Fajardo. My mom living. Basically, I'm from. But when it gets to where I'm from, it's from Puerto due to the fact that I started boxing since I was 12 years old, and they're the ones who always been there for me, and that's where I've always been. I currently live.
Okay, and you also have a twin brother, McWilliams, that also fights.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. What can you? How did you guys get started in boxing?
Well, look, we were going to basketball practices, and the coach started, he wasn't showing up, and that was happening a few times already in a row. So one day he didn't show up. I entered a gym that was close by where we were getting practices of basketball, and we just entered, and we wanted to say hi to John Molina, and ex-world champion from Valley. So we just entered there, and we saw kids like our age or even younger training there. And my dad was paying mom and dad were paying for the practices of basketball, and we just asked, how much does it cost to train here? And they just told us that it was free. So we're like, oh, shoot, we can try this out. This is free, and this is Monday through Friday. So we've been there since October 22 of 1997. We've been in that gym training.
Okay, and you're still there?
Yeah, we're still training there, yeah. I mean, when we were amateurs, we used to national team, so we used to train over there in Cataño and different gyms of where the national team used to practice. So
okay.
We went as
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, as amateurs, I mean, we traveled all over the world, and we accomplished our goal as that we both went to the Olympics in 2008. So then we went pro in 2010.
That's right. I mean, you and your brother are the second pair of twins to make the Olympics, so you have a little history on your side.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we both qualified for the Olympics in the 2007 World Championships that were celebrated in Chicago. So that was something that we both wanted to do, and thank God that we both made it to the Olympics, in the same year. So now as pros, we got different inspirations to be, world champion, and that's what we're working hard for.
And as an amateurs, where are the different locations that you and your brother traveled to?
Well, I mean, we went to Venezuela, Colombia, went to Las Bahamas, went to China, went to Italy, Guadeloupe. Different. I mean, I've been to many places. Went to Argentina. What else? I mean, different places.
Different places, huh?
Can't remember which other place I went to.
And
Dominican Republic.
Nice. Yeah. Brazil too, right? Did you go to Brazil?
Yeah, Brazil, yeah.
And what are the different championships that you won in the amateur level?
But amateur level, I got a bronze medal in Central American Games, and in the 2007 qualifier for Olympics, I got a bronze medal, third place at the World Championships. Those are the most recognizable goals I've done, and then going to Olympics. And my brother was he got a gold medal in Central American Games. He got a gold medal in Pan American Games, and he got a gold medal in the 2010 World Championships.
Okay. Did you guys, as amateurs growing up, battle each other? Not in the ring, but
Yeah, I mean, since we were 12 years old, all our sparring sessions were against each other. I mean, that's probably why we both made it, because we both pushed ourselves to the limit. I mean, you can see any sparring with another person, but we're not sparring now. As pros, we're not sparring now. But all our amateur career, we always sparred. And when we turned pro, we were still sparring, but I think we stopped sparring for first or second fight. Are you trying to say, let's not spar no more. Let's spar with other people. So we've been doing that now. But all our amateur career, we've been sparring. We were always sparring together, and it wasn't. I mean, it was probably always the hardest sparring I had for me and for him. Even though we always did the maximum. I mean, always pushed ourselves to the next level. I mean, always. And some people say, "You guys are brothers. Y'all don't look like brothers over there." And like, no, we just love to work hard. And the thing is that sometimes in our gym we didn't have sparring, so it was like we had to do it. So it was something normal for us. I mean, we fought over there. We were like, our sparring sessions were so hard that it was like fights. But we went down out of the ring, and it's over with, and keep training.
Yeah.
So we always motivated each other for that.
And what year did you turn pro?
2010.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brother won the World Championships at 2009. I'm sorry for that. The gold medal, it was in 2009. I told you 2010.
Okay.
And we turned pro in 2010.
And what fighters, what fighters are your favorite out there, or growing up? Who was your favorite fighters or inspirations?
Well, my favorite, I like a lot of boxers. I mean, but my favorite ones was when I was growing up. I like to see John Molina. I mean, I like to see Felix Trinidad, Ivan Calderon, Miguel Cotto. And those are the boxers that, I mean, I was still an amateur, and I got to see, and I was always, impressed by. And even though you don't believe me, it probably sound out good, but one of my favorite boxers right now is my brother. I mean, I'm always on to him, so he can be better, and he's on to me like that. But part of that, I criticize him a lot, but it's so he can keep going on. And I'm a real fan of my brother, so that's probably why I'm so a critic for him. Such a critic.
Okay. And you mentioned John Molina earlier because he lives nearby you, went to the gym.
Yeah.
Do you still talk?
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's really my main inspiration, due to the fact that I went there to say hi to him. And then I saw kids like our age training, so we said we can do this. And I practice every sport out there. And boxing is the one that I stopped when I was one or 2 weeks without boxing. I mean, I felt something was wrong. I felt something, I was needing something. So that's the real sport that really called me.
Okay. And do you still see John Molina? And if you do, what's the advice he gives you for your career?
Well, he stopped going to the gym these past few years, but I mean, I always see him, you know, in the street and everything, you know, and he says hi to us, and he always tells us, you know, some tips and to be smart and not to do everything that probably, you know, sometimes some people around you can give you some negative feedback on what you should do, and you know, he just says, you know, stick to doing things right, you know, and always work hard. But for this last fight, we saw him. I was taking one of my girls to school, and he lives by that school. And I stopped by him and said hi, and he recognized us, and he started going to the gym like 3 weeks before last fight, every day. And including he went to see us fight. He went to see us fight live, and he was so happy, and he hugged us and everything. So he's very supportive with us right now.
Yeah, and the last couple of fights, you and your brother have shared the same boxing card. Do you see that? You know, do you see that still in the future? Will you two share the same card, or you know, will eventually one of you guys have to fight? You know, you guys have to have bigger fights, so you have to fight in separate cards. Like, would you prefer to stay together in the same card, or if you know the opportunity arises, you guys start fighting in different cards?
Yeah, well, so in my opinion, it don't bother me. It don't bother me because when I was amateur, I always find the same card as my brother, as Willie. And the thing is that he always used to fight, and most of the times, especially here in Puerto Rico, before me, because he was lighter weighted than me. But now, I mean, when we turned pro, we started fighting in the same cards. Then the company told us that we're gonna start fighting in separate cards, and we were doing that. But I think because my last few fights got dropped, I mean, 3 last fights that I was supposed to fight, they fell. So they decided to put us in this same card again. So I don't really know if we're gonna keep fighting in the same card. My brother, he don't like it. Because he says he likes to be a 100% fan there for me. But I fight before him, and he's tense. I mean, he can see me fight, but he's not there 100% because he has to be focused for his fight. But for this fight, they just, you know, I fought first, then Jessica Buck, the Argentinian world champion, she fought after me. So they got time. We got time there. But he don't really like it because what I just told you.
Yeah, I understand that. Do you have a fight lined up coming up next, or are you just on vacation, or are you back in the gym?
No, we took a few days off because we've been nonstop training because of the falls of the fight, and we were training. Then we had to go stop the intensity of the training a little bit, and then they gave us another day, and then we wrapped it up again, then it fell again. So we've been on it, constantly training. So we decided to take some days off, and we could probably be fighting probably of October or at the beginning of next month. But we haven't had a reunion yet to make that, you know, a certain thing. So we just took a few days off, and then we're going to keep it up, the training.
Okay, and who is your trainer?
His name is Anthony Otero. He was an amateur boxer, and he was a pro boxer as well.
Okay. Over the weekend, this past weekend, Puerto Rico's Orlando del Valle fought on HBO, and he suffered his first career loss. Do you know Orlando? And what can you tell us about that fight? Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I saw the fight. I was very supportive with him. We know each other way back. We went to the Junior Olympics at 15 years old together. I mean, we know each other. And I mean, that hurt me. I sent him a message, my brother as well. And, well, what I think about the fight is that I think Vic was, like, too awkward for him that night. He couldn't find his rhythm. He never found his rhythm, and I didn't see him finding his rhythm, and he wasn't, like, certain what he was doing up there because the awkwardness of Vic. Vic did come slicker than most people thought of because he was going up in weight, but he was still slick. He was still fast. And but he was doing, movement, fast movement, and being awkward, because his style normally is awkward, but he was doing more boxing and being slicker. So I just think that maybe he was too awkward for the Valle that night.
Right. And Victor Chirian, the veteran that he is, what do you think makes him so good at what he does?
Well, I heard an interview that he does. He says that he was coming into this fight, I mean, thinking of that this is his chance to be up there again. And he was going with a good prospect from Puerto Rico that is younger than him and is rising and rising. So I guess he trains real hard and real very, very motivated to beat our Puerto Rican, Yeah. And I mean, it hurt me really bad, but he won, Things happen. Like I told everybody, this is a loss. You got to learn from this and just stay focused. This is, you slip, you get back up, and be a better boxer and work harder.
Yeah. This weekend, this Saturday actually, it's a big fight card in Puerto Rico in Bayamón. You have Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. taking on Jonathan Oquendo. You also have Ivan Calderon takes on Moises Fuentes, and also Victor Bisbal is on the card. Chelo. Are you going to be there? And who do you have winning those fights?
Well, no doubt I'm gonna be there. Of course, yeah. I don't want to lose that fight, that card. I don't want to lose that. I mean, coming up when our fight was coming up, I was like, after our fight, I'm gonna be there. I mean, I gotta be there. And well, in the main event, Oquendo and Vasquez. I mean, I cannot tell you who's gonna win there. It won't surprise me that fight will be won by either way, by knockout, because of their both styles. They're aggressive, and they both have they're both strong punches. So I don't really know who will be winning that fight. And on the other ones that you mentioned, I gotta go 100% for Puerto Rican. I mean, I'm hoping that Ivan Calderon, even though he's 37 now and he's suffered 2 losses, I'm hoping that he can be again world champion. And Chelo, he's been doing good fights, and I hope he maintains his I don't know how to say that. I forgot that word. Sorry for that. He hasn't lost. He's
right.
Sick. Yeah. I hope he doesn't lose, and he works hard.
And what do you think about your Olympic teammate Victor Bisbal? What do you think about his fight?
Yeah, that's a very interesting fight. He knows that he's coming up veteran and the ex-Olympian. He told me that he knows him, and it's going to be a hard fight, but he's going to be ready to win that fight. He has to be ready. I mean, it's going to be an 8-round fight, and it's going to be an 8-round fight, and he knows that he has to be ready all those 8 rounds. He just got to be there, protect himself at all time, and be smart.
Right. Another question. Miguel Cotto, he's a super, the number 1 superstar in Puerto Rico, but he's getting older, and I'm sure he's going to retire in a couple of years. Are you and your brother ready to fill the void of the next Puerto Rican superstar?
Well, that's why we work hard. I mean, we both got inspirations to be world champions, and yeah, I mean, we take everything little by little. We keep working hard and try to progress throughout the way, and try to keep learning and giving the fans what they want is good boxing. So yeah, we better be ready and I'm gonna give always my 100% to see if we can accomplish that.
Yeah. Another fighter on the come up in Puerto Rico is Tomas Delorme. What do you think of Tomas Delorme?
Wow, Tomas Delorme, I'm a huge fan of Tomas Delorme. I saw him in the weigh-in. He went to our weigh-in, and he has a tough fight coming up. I love his style. I mean, I believe that he will win that night. He's gonna have a tough fight, but I believe he will win. He has hunger. He's strong. He's fast, and I believe he has a lot coming up for him to show the world. Definitely.
Yeah. And in your division, who do you think are the best fighters in your division? That you're in the bantamweight.
Well, I used to be fighting bantamweight. I'm dropping down now to super flyweight. My last couple fights I've been fighting in 115.
Right.
But right now at 15, the world champion of WBO is Argentinian. His name. He's been world champion for a couple years, long years. He fought Nonito Donera Navarro, I believe. Narvaez. His last name is Narvaez. Well, that's a potential fighter. One of the best fighters in 115 right now. But in that weight, those weights are the weights that they fight in 15, and then go up to 18 or 22. Those. So I don't really know who's out there right now, because there's so many boxers that were 15, they go down to 12, or they were 15, they go up to 18, or 18 and come down to 15. So really right now, I don't really know who else is out there. I mean, there's good boxers coming up as well, and good prospects too.
Yeah.
But that's the one I mentioned. It was the one I really heard about, and is still in that weight. Even though he went up to 18 to fight Nonito.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Omar Narvaez.
Oh, yeah, Narvaez.
Narvaez, I'm sorry, yeah.
Narvaez, yeah, that's the one. Omar Narvaez.
Right. And I gotta ask you, you speak perfect English. Where did you learn your English? Did you study or live in the States, or was it all learned in Puerto Rico?
No, yeah, my father lived we lived in Connecticut for 3 years, and in Florida for 3 years. He was in the Navy, so.
Oh, okay. What part of Connecticut?
Hartford.
Hartford, Connecticut?
Yeah, Hartford.
Okay. That's. I live nearby. I lived in Massachusetts, about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Pretty cold.
Yeah, pretty cold. I mean, I still got videos when we used to play with the sleds. There was this hill called Killer Hill, and oh my God, we had so much fun, but it was cold.
Yeah. And do you follow the New England sports, or do you follow like the Red Sox or the Celtics or Patriots? I'm just throwing that in there.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was a huge fan of basketball. I mean, by the times of Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman and all that, I used to be a huge fan. I still like it, but I don't have a constant. I'm going for this team now, because last 2 years I was like, I want the Celtics, and they lose. So I'm not that into it. I am a fan, but I'm not a constant fan like I used to be when I was younger. I don't know if it's because of so much time in boxing and everything. Not everything can be sports. I get out of the gym late, and I even sometimes forget to watch TV. I eat and go to sleep, and the next day.
Yeah. And how's your family life at home? Are you married? Kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids. I got a wife, and everything's good in my family. I'm okay right now. Thank God everybody's with health, and we're doing good.
That's good. Always good to hear. I got a couple last questions. If your fans are listening in, what would you like to tell them?
Well, to keep supporting me. I mean, I'm gonna do my best always to keep improving and to please all one of you. Each of what you guys are expecting is, to be better and to try to be a world champion. So I'm gonna work my best to accomplish my goal, and keep on supporting me. That I'm gonna keep working so you guys can see and hear more of me in the future.
Okay. And can you say something in Spanish for your fans, if you can?
Yeah. Sí, un saludo a toda mi fanaticada de Lupillo, Fajardo, todo el área este, San Germán, oeste. Gracias por el apoyo que siempre me han dado, y voy a seguir trabajando duro para que ustedes me sigan viendo y escuchando, para a ver si podemos cumplir nuestro sueño, que es convertirnos en campeón mundial. Muchas gracias.
Okay, and my last question before we leave, McJoe, if your fans want to reach you, to talk to you, what are the ways they can do that?
Well, I got Facebook. I mean, that's the easiest way they can contact me there. And as soon as I get a chance, I mean, I always answer my messages, or I comment back. Sometimes, I mean, I can't answer everybody, but at least I read everything, and that's a good way in Facebook.
Okay, and what is your Twitter? How do you go by in Twitter?
No, I don't have a Twitter.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have Facebook. Maybe in the future I'll create one, but right now I don't have a Twitter.
Yeah, you're too busy, huh? Too busy training and stuff like that. I understand that. Well, there we have it, fans. Thank you, McJoe, for having us on the show. Excuse me, for having you on the show. Good luck in the future, and we'll see you at the fights.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for the invitation.